Team Powerhouse, the PowerCast on Tuesday night. We're just after 5 o'clock, so we're running a couple minutes late today. We have a very, very special guest. Eric, ready to say something out loud?
Yeah, I'm back after a 3-week hiatus.
Yes, you're definitely back after a nice little getaway. And going away again, of course. But we have a very special guest, most importantly today, right now, center stage, Kelly Murray from True Love Pet Care. Very excited to have you here on the show tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. If you're not watching, if you're watching, if you haven't known and we haven't heard before, please catch us on Spotify where you can watch and at Spotify you can listen to our shows on the road all the time. We have YouTube. Go to Team Powerhouse Real Estate. Download and subscribe. Love to have you watch our shows later on or live. We have TikTok, Team Powerhouse Sells. We have Facebook, Team Powerhouse Real Estate, and also, of course, Instagram, the official page of Team Powerhouse. All right, Kelly Murray.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here today again. You, by the way, went completely viral when we posted your ad about the show tonight, which was pretty amazing because it's one of those things that when we have a guest come on, certain guests get a lot more activity on the posts. You might have a lot of friends, or there are so many people interested in knowing more about dogs and cats and pets and the fact of grooming and what else you do in your company. So let's talk about a little about you first. Where are you from?
I'm from East Haven.
East Haven.
Yes.
East Haven. Okay.
Very nice.
I know that.
And did you live there all your whole life, or
Yes, I did, yes.
Okay.
Before I went to college, I lived there.
where'd you go to school?
Southern.
Southern Connecticut.
Yes.
And what did you major? Jonathan,
he's a
yeah,
Southern.
Jonathan, Southern, yes.
Awesome.
What was your major in college?
Psychology.
Oh, me too. If you don't hear us, let us know. If you have any questions for Kelly tonight, please ask. She's loving to be asked questions about her personal life. No, I'm kidding. About her business. So you went to Southern Connecticut.
Yes.
And how did you get involved in the whole dog petting business?
Well, it kind of came after graduation where I was working full time and I instantly got offered a pay raise at my job. And it wasn't something that was in my field necessarily, but it was a pay raise and I'm 23 years old, so you're going to take it.
What was that job, by the way?
I worked in the liquor business.
Wow.
Yeah, I was a cashier and
Okay.
turned manager.
Nice.
Yes. Yep.
So how'd that get to the whole dog thing? Cat, animals?
Well,
Dog drink.
Dog drink, yeah.
I didn't love working in the liquor industry. I liked it. I liked the money and, had some fun times. But
Yes.
I really had a passion for working with animals. I really had an interest for it. And I was looking into jobs. Everybody wanted experience. Like, what's your experience? And owning a pet isn't experience.
That is true.
So,
That is very true.
Yeah. So I actually found a dog walking job on Craigslist.
Wow.
And it was for a woman in Hamden, which I live now. And I've been working for her since then, which has been over 10 years. And I've watched all 3 of her dogs, walked all 3 of her dogs. And how that started was it was started with one person. Then the next thing you know, the neighbors are calling you. And then their friends. And it just kind of blew up. And I was like, wow, I can really make a career out of this. And I wanted to look for other ways to supplement my income and do different things aside from sitting and walking. I wanted to learn more things about animals, and that's how I started to learn how to groom.
That's pretty amazing. So you get a job at a groomer, and what was the kind of experience you had? Like you had all these different kind of dogs, large and small and aggressive or non-aggressive, thought to be aggressive, and they come in. So what was the different kind of experience you had? Like with, you must have been nervous at the beginning.
I had no experience. I walked dogs. I wasn't clipping their nails or doing anything. I remember a point in time where I was deathly afraid to clip nails. My hands would start shaking just going for the nails. And now I'm just clipping away like it's nothing. I always think back on those times and how nervous and scared I was. But it's just one of those things where the more you put into it, the more you learn. And I'm still learning. And I'm still looking for ways to learn new haircuts and learn more, different breed cuts, just everything.
So do they have dog shows where you learn new cuts? I'm just curious. It's, I asked that question because I know my family business was in the hair business, with cutting hair back in the day, and they would have trade shows and different kind of events. So they have that kind of thing for dogs
They do.
also?
They have several. They have some in Massachusetts, New Jersey. There's a big one in Hershey. There's
Yeah.
some in California.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
What,
awesome.
dog shows?
Dog shows are going to cut hair for dogs. and
Different
grooming.
seminars, different things on how to run your business. They have different tools that you can try out, buy.
I'm sure that they have,
everything.
how about different kind of probably shears or clipping?
Yeah, yep.
And talking about cutting dogs' hairs, like, would there be a different kind of tool you'd use for, let's say, a Shih Tzu versus, let's say, a poodle? I'm just saying, is there a different kind of tools you use for basically different kind of hair?
Yes.
Okay.
So not necessarily a Shih Tzu versus a poodle, but we have different brushes for different types of coats, different blades, blade combs, different types of shears. So, I mean, it really is dependent more on the coat than the breed.
Very cool.
Is the clipper, is it a human clipper or is it made for dogs?
It's made for dogs.
Okay.
What's a dog clipper? I don't know what a dog clipper is. What does it look like? Give me more, like, how would it?
Very similar to like one for humans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I
And-
use a clipper.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that you could use a dog clipper to
Skilled.
clip your hair, but it's made for dogs, so.
Interesting. Wait, you're talking about hair clipping or like nail clipping?
No, hair.
Oh, hair clipping. Oh, you use the one for dogs?
No, not anymore. It broke. Lasted 20 years.
That's awesome.
My coat was always shiny.
You did always have a nice shine. Always have a nice shine. I love it. That's awesome. That's so funny. And by the way, nail clippers for dogs though, is it different for humans and dogs?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, they actually have several different types of nail clippers for dogs. I like the one that it's just the basic looking ones. I don't like the ones where they slip the nails in and like kind of figure out, I don't even know the name of it, but that one looks scary to me. I just use a basic nail clipper. And I also do a grinder, which I really like. I have a grinder I talk about all the time, like it's like the best thing. I don't like the power tool one. I like this, it's like a handheld, but it's super powerful and it's quiet, so it's not scaring the dog. And it's not like, it's cordless, so you're not wrapping it around everywhere, and you can really just kind of like maneuver around the nails and get very close. And to me, it's so nice because it's not in the dog's ear and it's
Right.
not loud and it's not
Yes.
frightening to them.
Well, in the dog atmosphere of the pet and grooming, obviously you want to keep things as chill as possible.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. So it's very important for everybody to know not only Kelly is an amazing person, but what she does, she brings a lot of passion and love to, and she's been doing this for some time. So let's talk about how many years you've actually been cutting hair.
So for actual cutting hair, I've been grooming for 5.5 years in
Okay.
a shop.
Yeah.
Before that, I did a lot of interning in several different shops. Some places would let me hold a clipper, and other places were a little bit more apprehensive, like, maybe not. So I had a little bit of experience, but I almost kind of was like thrown to the wolves when I had my job. Like, I had to learn a lot and become more comfortable with it.
I would think that learning how to cut a dog's hair would happen much easier and faster than cutting human hair. Because the dog isn't going to complain about how their hair looks as much as maybe, if a female who gets her hair cut, she doesn't get a good haircut. Or a man, I'm not trying to sound sexist over here, I get a haircut, it's a bad haircut.
Well, I mean, you could always mess it up and say, oh, it's a new European cut.
It's a new European cut.
They're doing it in Europe, Really?
So, and going back to that cut, so they must have like new styles for dogs. I know that we had a couple Shih Tzus back in the day, and I know that whether you wanted a beard or no beard. So each breed, do they have different kind of styles?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Do people come in and ask you, hey, listen, I want my dog to look like this? They show you a picture of what they've seen on, let's say, social media?
Yeah, we get like quite a few pictures, but basically people just want them neatened up. Not too many people are very specific about the breed cuts. There's very, very specific breed cuts for certain dogs, but I would say it's pretty rare that somebody will come up and ask about those.
Okay.
If they do, if it's something that I'm not comfortable with, or not necessarily not comfortable with, but don't know,
Right.
I'm straightforward with them. I'll
Right.
say, I don't have much experience, but if you're willing to let me try and then
Right.
give me feedback on it, then it's something that I can work on and learn.
I'm sorry.
Do you use scissors on any of the dogs?
Oh yeah, yep,
Yeah.
Every
I would
breed, yeah.
imagine like with a sheepdog, over the eyes.
yeah.
You could just
Yeah, that in the beginning was pretty scary,
That's a good
but now it's like, to me, it's like second nature almost to cut over the eyes. But people see me do it. Like my dad saw me do it for the first time. He's like, "Oh my God!" Like he like got scared that I was gonna like cut the dog's eye or something. I'm like, "No, I'm fine.
Right.
Like, you're making me nervous. Like just stay quiet. Like I know what I'm doing."
Not to mention the dog's comfortable because they've had their hair cut before.
Yeah.
How about a dog that's getting their first haircut? Do you ever have a dog's first haircut before?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So is it something where it's a special occasion, like the child gets his first haircut or her first haircut, and it's a big to-do, and, you save the hair, and, maybe they do pictures, right? And
Is
it
there a
can,
mirror in front that they can see themselves?
I think it depends the person. Yeah, and most people kind of are understanding of it's their first time.
Yes.
They got to get used to the sounds and the movements
Right.
and everything. So most people are pretty understanding when you tell them it might not look exactly how you want it.
Right.
And I would say about like 8 out of 10, that's the case. But every once in a while, you get that one puppy that's standing still like this, and you get everything done perfectly to it. It's very rare.
Right.
But it's a good day when that happens.
especially the first haircut. I can't
Yeah.
imagine. I mean, as a child or an animal or any type of, person or human or being and I'm running out of words over here. But anyway, just getting your first time, done being a little nerve-wracking. All right, so when did you actually open your doors for your new place?
So we opened with the goal of January 5th. We had to close January 6th and reopen the following week because our tub had a plumbing problem.
Oh.
It was like leaking water.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it wasn't something I wanted to find out, but I guess it was better that I didn't have 20 dogs scheduled that day. I had one big Newfoundland, and it was a dog that I've been watching since he was a puppy.
Wow.
And his owners had requested that he would be the first customer to walk through the door ever. Luckily, I got through the bath before I realized that there was water in the back room and everything, so I was able to complete his groom, but then I took a few days to get the plumbing situation handled. But actually, it was kind of a good thing because I spent so much time like planning and getting ready for the business. It was like, wow, like a couple extra like days off that I haven't had in a long time. So I really enjoyed the days, even though they were a little bit stressful.
So your inaugural dog was a Newfie?
Newfie, yep.
Yeah.
That's
My buddy,
that's
Sugar
a big
Bear.
dog.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean,
Smart dog.
very smart
Very smart
dogs.
dog.
Yeah, and it's interesting. You see these big dogs coming at you, and you're like, if you've never seen one before, you're like, oh, I love kids seeing a dog like that. I'm moving like,
Yeah.
They get that, oh my God, look in the face. It's like a bear coming at you,
Yeah.
So did you have dogs growing up, or?
I did. When I was born, my parents had a husky, a shepherd mix, a
Wow.
parrot, and a cat. So
Wow.
we had like quite a few animals. A lot of people were afraid of the husky, but the husky would like guard us like as babies, and I was really close with the husky. I loved the husky. Always thought I would get a husky. I never did, but I loved my dog.
Do you have any dogs now?
I do. Yes, I have 2 rescues. I have a pug, Sebastian. We rescued him when he was 7, and he's 11 now. And we have a dog, Knox, and he is a Boston Terrier, Dachshund, Chihuahua mix.
Wow.
He is going to be 7 months old.
I want to hear
this
the bark on that dog right there. What does it sound like? Is
No,
it-
no, it's a
Mexico.
Yeah, he has a deep bark. He sounds like a big dog, and I'm so happy because I was afraid of a yappy like sound.
Chihuahua?
But he has such a deep bark that when
Yeah.
he barks, like the other day I heard him, I was like, is that him?
Wow.
Yeah, he
That's
sounds
pre-
like a big guy.
That's pretty
Yeah.
wild.
Voice is changing as he's aging.
Yeah, I think so. He's maturing, yeah.
That's funny, Eric. I love that. So how many dogs do you cut in a day?
So right now, I have been doing between 3 and 6 per day.
So we're just getting started because
Yeah.
you're going to be much busier than that.
Yeah.
Especially after this show. But guys, listen, you got a chance to get in early while the business is just opened up. She's got 5 years experience cutting hair. She's got plenty of it. She's cut hundreds and hundreds of dogs' hair. Thousands. And you have a chance to go and open up the opportunity for a new business in Hamden where she not only has a good experience, but you have a chance to get in and have the ability to get appointments in advance and not have to wait 3 to 4 months for a haircut. Because we all know that the dog business is crazy. You miss a haircut, you're months out, right? So it's important to know that and get yourself in advance. You can walk in day one. And how often does an average dog get a haircut? 6 weeks, 4 weeks?
6 to 8 weeks, yeah.
So you could actually book a year in advance right now, be all ready to go, and have no more stress in your mind about not getting your hair cut for your dog, or especially with the winter, right? Dogs like to be outside, or they don't like to be outside, based on what kind of dog it is, I guess. This cold weather is a crazy time with dogs, especially. I see all these people walking their dogs and freezing their kazoo. So the dogs are at your place getting groomed. So I drop my dog off, let's say, at 8 o'clock in the morning, right? When am I picking the dog up? Can I pick him up, because I'm at work all day long, can I pick him up at 5 o'clock?
I mean, we're flexible with people's schedules. For the most part, it seems as though like within like the 4 hour mark is mostly when people are done. But I'm pretty flexible with pickup times. But I would say the majority of people don't want a like 9 hour day with their dog at the shop. But for the dogs that are there a little bit longer, I do like run them outside. I do give them some time like outside of the crate. We
That's
haven't
good.
had like a ton of dogs at once, and actually like I don't want there to be a ton of dogs at once. I kind of want to like ration it out per day, like 4 or 5 dogs per groomer, just to not have that overcrowding and not have people that don't want their dogs there for an extended amount of time, which is the majority of people. Like that's something that I've seen upset people in the past. So
What are your hours like?
right now it's by appointment, and we are open Wednesday through Saturday. We start appointments at 10 a.m. And on Saturdays I start at 8 a.m.
What's the latest appointment someone can get for a dog during the week?
I'm open and flexible right now. I would say 1 o'clock is a good time because, it takes 3-4 hours.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
want to be there till 8 o'clock. I will to be flexible, but
So each dog takes 3 to 4 hours to cut and
Uh,
wash and do
yeah,
the
it
whole...
would be dependent upon the size of the dog, the breed, the coat. I had a dog in there last week, another Newfoundland, and she didn't like crates. So I had to do a lot of hand drying on her, so that took a long time.
That's a very unique, specialized type of dog. I mean, that is a dog that it's got to take on so much more physical. And, you got, how big is an average Newfoundland? It's got to be 150 pounds, but yeah.
No, I don't think they-
130,
130?
140.
But it's like,
yeah.
it's like big. It's like, it's
Yeah.
it's different. So, but let's say you got a Shih Tzu. What's an average Shih Tzu time to get, I'm just...
Start to finish,
Yeah.
3 hours,
No
2 hours,
kid-
hour and
two-
a half to 2 hours. If I really
We're not
It-
racing
yeah.
through this, but I'm just
Yeah.
curious on an average, cutting, washing, nail clipping, do they brush teeth? Do they do anything with the
yeah, we do that. Yep.
brushing teeth of dogs? I mean, Eric, you probably know more about this than I do.
I don't.
You don't, because I had dogs that were too shit.
All
I
the
had,
breeds that I've had were short hairs.
is that right?
They're
So,
mostly pit
Yeah,
bulls.
those are the easy in and out short
Yeah,
hair.
That's more wash
Yeah.
and washing.
Yeah, anything with the long hair with the drying can sometimes take a little bit longer. It's really going to be dependent on the coat, the condition of the coat. If a dog comes in, it's all matted up and you have to shave it. I mean,
Right.
that could take somewhere up to an hour, hour and a half. I've had 2 hours just taking
that's
coats off.
that's
yeah.
very interesting. I never thought of how much goes into actually preparing a dog. You think because you drop the dog off, and then you pick him up a couple hours later, and not even thinking that they've been spending the whole time with your one dog.
They smell good afterwards, don't
They definitely smell good, almost like a fresh baby dog. A fresh baby dog. So you also do, you also do pet sitting.
Yes.
Tell us more about the pet sitting.
So I really love pet sitting. I do pet sitting year round, especially during the holidays, Christmas, New Year's.
People going away on vacation,
Yeah,
they need
oh,
to have
yeah.
someone to watch their dog.
Yeah. Yep.
Is there a minimum length of time you watch a dog or a maximum length of time?
No, I've watched dogs as little as 1 day up to 3 weeks or more.
Oh, wow.
The longest I've ever had a dog was probably about 2.5 weeks. The longest I've ever watched a cat was longer.
So
over 3
you
weeks.
watch cats as well.
Yes.
So do you also maintain, cut and wash cats at your, I don't know how cats work, I never had a cat before.
So I don't personally have hands-on experience with the grooming aspect. I want to learn.
Okay.
I'm open to it. I would like to find somebody that has experience that would, maybe
come
come
work with
in,
you.
come work with me, show me how, even if it's something simple like cutting the nails.
Cats. You watch cats and dogs? Do you watch them at your place?
I watch them at the owner's home.
At the owner's
Yes,
home?
yes.
So you actually will do you stay at the house all day long? How does it work?
I do drop-in visits right now. I don't do overnights because I'm so busy with pet sitting that if I did overnights, I would never be home with my own family and animals. I don't do overnights. I do drop-ins. It's dependent on the owner's schedule, what they want. Some people with cats, they only want once a day.
So let me ask you, going back to the dogs again, are there any dogs that you're uncomfortable to cut or wash?
There's been a couple situations where a dog just did not like what we were doing, and it was uncomfortable, and
You stopped.
we stopped.
But-
Yeah,
but it's
and
not-
take it to the vet, have them do a sedative, try again. Or I've had owners come in and sit with them, just so they can see what they can tolerate, what they can't, and the owner can really tell, like, okay, time to stop.
You have to muzzle them sometimes, or?
Sometimes we do muzzle. What I like to do first is a cone, only because when a pet kind of turns their head to get you, the cone kind of hits me first.
Right.
And I can see what level of aggression. Are they really trying to get me? Or they just don't like what I'm doing?
Or
to
they
them?
nervous as to what's going to happen
Yes.
back there.
I'd
You-
rather be hit with the cone, than, teeth, obviously.
That cone-
And the muzzle to me can be really stressful, and it's like, are they getting enough air? Like, it's just stuff like that.
That
so.
cone disables them, though. I mean, they're
Yeah.
just lost in
Yep,
that thing. They really are.
definitely.
And although they have to
Yeah.
go forward at what they want, it just,
Yeah.
Interesting. I will say to you, last week we had in the show, his name was Wesley Eater from Bang, and I know that a lot of people give their pets CBD to help relax them. It's a very common thing nowadays. For
CBD.
CBD, which is like the thing used in the marijuana. I don't know the details. I don't want to say it wrong because Wes would probably smack me around for being stupid and say the wrong thing. But I know that a lot of pet owners do use CBD or
It's a
the
sedative?
sedative to kind of relax the dog. And I found it to be, I didn't find it to be, I heard it to be very, very positive experience. And that they bring the dogs in for, let's say, grooming, they're more chill or something along those lines, if you will.
I haven't seen anyone come in with CBD that has been groomed, but I know from my own experience at home, I have a dog who's very stressful. He will take it every once in a while, and it seemed to help. It really did seem to help calm him down quite a
It
bit.
was funny how you just said, I've never seen anybody come in, like the dog gets a drug test as you walk in.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen dogs, I come in with sedatives, like super loopy, but then the second you go to like, you're thinking, okay, I can do it. The second you put your clipper near it, it's like back to being awake. And
Right.
you thought this dog was like passed out sleeping. As soon as it hears the sound, it's like at you. I'm like, okay, maybe this isn't working.
You know what? I think the pet owners who have dogs that they're in that position, they already know in advance,
Yes.
unless it's
Yeah,
the
they
dog's first time. So what are you gonna do? You can only do what you can do.
Yes.
Do they have the dogs, like with something on their neck to hold their head, like a leash, or their legs to
Yeah.
hold them
Yeah.
in place?
Yeah, I have, I
Like a
use
harness
that.
or something
and
like that?
I don't have the harness, but I just use like a general loop. Some people use a device called a groomer's helper, which also connects the front part to the table. I do have one. I
Okay.
don't use it.
Okay.
I have it just in case I really need it, but I tend to not.
I think most dogs, when they're coming to see you nowadays, they're already experienced having cutting done. It's more about you guys out there looking for a new place to bring your dog because you need a place to have it work done and make your dog pretty and smell clean and everything else. So remember, her name is Kelly Murray. It is True Love Pet Care. She's in Hamden, and she's right next to Luce Restaurante, which happens to be very convenient because you can bring your dog, go have a nice little lunch, or maybe an early dinner, or maybe a couple of drinks and something to eat, and then pick up your dog. What do you
Nice plug for Luce right there.
You know why? It was a nice plug, but it was very easy because it's right there. How convenient. It's a great little
Good
place.
food. Yeah.
Great food. And they also have a nice wine store, I think, over there close by.
Yes,
They
yes,
have
they do. Wine and cheese.
Wine and cheese. They have
Yeah.
they have over there's a couple of different great little stores over there in that little strip in that plaza type strip area over there. Like it very much. What makes your business any different than others? Is that a fair question?
Yeah, so when I created the concept for the business, I wanted it to be like how when I go to a spa, Like I want the music, I want it to smell nice, I just want like nice decor. So when people walk in, I think they almost get the vibe like, is this for animals or for people? So I kind of modeled it in that way. And also I like to play like spa music, relaxing music, because not only does it relax the dogs, but it also kind of relaxes me too. It helps me get through like some stressful moments in the day. So that's where I feel like I'm a little bit different. I'm not loading like, a ton of dogs in per day. I'm trying to be more balanced, have more scheduled so people can pick up in a timely manner. Yeah.
Very excited to pick up their pet, all fresh and clean, and have that amazing experience. Thank you very much for being on the show
Thank
today.
you. I
You were
really appreciate
awesome.
this.
This was a lot of fun.
Yes.
Everybody out there who's watching, remember, Kelly Murray, True Love Pet Care. It's a spa for your dog and soon to be others. Maybe some cats in the future. If you're looking for a job, reach out to her, please. Let her know that you're interested in possibly applying for a job. Maybe you've had some experience with cutting dogs' hairs and washing dogs, etc. In addition to that, if anybody out there hasn't owned a dog before, maybe Kelly knows a place to go get one. And maybe you have a
Yeah,
relationship
I
with
do.
these rescue places, etc.,
do, yes.
that might help them get a dog, right?
Absolutely.
Please stay tuned for the next part of our show, the winning of the tumbler. Heather Knotts, thank you so much again for being so amazing on making these tumblers. And with that, Heather's going to be here next week, I believe, with us on the show and go over what she does and how she does them. Very exciting. All right. Wheel is spinning. And the winner is Carrie and Rob Wright. Rob Wright. Rob Wright. Carrie and Rob Wright. Excellent, guys. Congratulations on the winning of the tumbler. We look forward to hearing from you so we can reach out to you and make that connection and send these out to you. Thank you again so much for being on the show,
Thank
Kelly.
you.
You're awesome. Did I touch the mic again? I'm buzzing. For the love of Pete. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Catch us live every week, every Tuesday, 5 o'clock p.m. Saturdays was the replay. Jonathan cleans up these beautiful little episodes, and then you can watch them a little better than they showed up tonight. In addition to that, go check us out on Spotify. Listen to us on your car rides, wherever you're going. Watch us on YouTube. Please subscribe on our YouTube channel. We love having more subscribers. Instagram, Facebook, etc. Oh, and Twitch for all you gamers out there. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great week. Talk to you soon.